Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. Here with me today, I have a stud lineman that I'd like you guys to meet from the SEC. His name is Stephen Losoya III, offensive lineman out of Vanderbilt. Nice to have you today, sir.
Thank you for having me very much, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, want to get an opportunity to meet you, hear your story. A very experienced guy on the offensive line. We'll talk about all of that and everything that you bring to the table as a prospect. But Stephen, go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get going.
Yep. So my name is Stephen Losoya. I'm an offensive lineman from Vanderbilt. I was born in Austin, Texas, and I moved to Nashville when I was about 3 years old. So I've been here ever since. I started at Middle Tennessee, transferred to Mississippi State, and then I finished my career at Vanderbilt. So, yeah,
Cool. Very experienced offensive lineman. We'll talk about all that in a second. But actually, Stephen, if we can, I want to take things back as far as we can go. How long have you played this game of football?
yeah. So I started when I was in fifth grade. My dad put me in there for a year, and then I had a little gap at sixth grade because we weren't allowed to play football in sixth grade back then. So, and then picked it up in seventh and eighth grade, and then ever since then. So.
Gotcha.
That's
Were
what,
you always on the line?
yeah, I've always been a double striper, so always been a
Hey,
big man.
sometimes that's how it goes. I mean, a big
Yeah,
man is a big man is a big man. So,
exactly.
cool. So, in my notes, I have that you did a little bit of wrestling, did a little bit of track and field, was at Overton High School,
Yes,
there in the
sir.
Nashville area. Can you talk about your days, of being a high school athlete, way back when?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I started off wrestling in freshman year. I did it for 3 years, freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and then really focused on football my senior year. But yeah, I remember wrestling those practices, man. Those would get you in game shape for sure. And it's always a good experience to have wrestling. I feel like on the offensive line and the defensive line, that really probably helps a lot with the development, with strength, and just kind of feeling power and feeling your body weight and everything balanced and that stuff. So it's pretty
Yeah, for
cool
most scouts who I talk to about it, I mean, they really love when a lineman has some wrestling in their background,
for sure.
because I mean, we're looking at a guy who understands the mentality of like the one-on-one lifestyle,
Yep. Yep.
and then of course being able to utilize things like leverages, good grip strength,
Hmm.
and then hopefully being able to slam a guy on the ground once in a while,
Yeah.
certainly. But let's continue to talk about you as a player. I introduced you as an offensive lineman because quite literally you have played every position on the offensive line. I don't think that there are very many guys in this draft class who can say that. And I mean literally every position from left tackle, left guard, center, right tackle. Dude, you've killed it. But first, let's start off with your time there at Middle Tennessee, because obviously that's where you started your collegiate journey. Can you talk about those early days of you being an offensive lineman out there?
For sure. So yeah, I came in there. I came in as a guard originally at Middle Tennessee, and then they threw me out to tackle. I think that was fall camp my first year, and then
Mhm.
I was there ever since. I played a little bit of guard every now and then, but yeah, mostly left tackle. I remember actually it was I think the only right tackle start I had was the Bahamas Bowl in 21 because our right tackle went down with COVID the night before. And so I went from left tackle to right tackle. I've been practicing left tackle the entire bowl prep. And then that very night or that night before, we were at the team hotel and my coach was like, "Hey, he went down, so you got to go out there." I was like, "All right, cool." I was doing pass sets out in the sand at night, just kind of getting ready for switching to right side. So
He's like, "You're in, Stephen. Let's
yeah,
go."
yeah,
Um,
totally, yeah,
but for what it's worth, even though it was one start at right tackle, I do think it's great that you had it.
yeah,
Uh, Again, early on, a lot of people had poured onto you, really instilling some of the basics of being an offensive lineman, the overall mentality, some of the technical skills. Who was it that really helped you develop into the offensive lineman that you are today?
It was definitely my first offensive line coach from Middle Tennessee. His name was Rick Mallory, Coach Mallory. He taught me a lot of stuff. I mean, everything I knew. I came in there as a freshman, just wide-eyed and didn't really know what I was doing 100%, but he always just said go, never stop, just always go. And then he taught me to throw my hands, and I feel like that one technique alone just kind of carried with me. It's always clicked in my mind just to throw your hands. See a lot of guys they grab and they kind of hug the guys on the defense lineman, but I feel like I've always been able to have a good strike and really put guys. So
Yeah, you're not out there in a loving manner. So
yeah, exactly.
why hug a guy?
Yeah,
Um, punch him in the chest. Let him know who's boss. Get
exactly.
yourself established there, of course. Was at Middle Tennessee for a little bit, but again ended up moving on to the SEC. First starting off at Mississippi State. Can you kind of walk through the transfer there? At that particular time.
Yeah, so I remember getting over there to Mississippi State. And it was a really cool transition going from kind of Nashville, Murfreesboro area. It's kind of a big city to Starkville, Mississippi, and there's really nothing other than college there. So it was kind of a shock there. But me and my wife, my girlfriend at the time, now she's my wife, but we went down there, and it's kind of history ever since. So
Cool. Nice to be able to throw a little bit there with your, wifey. So I do
yep.
appreciate the story there. Um, and so you're at Mississippi State. Any lasting memory of you at Mississippi State that you can share before we get to Vandy?
I would say the 22 year or 2022 with Coach Leach was a really memorable year. Obviously, he passed, but before that, I mean, it was always awesome to have him, coaching us and in the team meetings. And he was such a funny coach, man. He was awesome. He was a gem for sure. I remember it was the Egg Bowl that year, and it was like maybe 10 or 15 minutes before we went out to play the game, and I see him, and I'm taping up or whatever, and he comes by me, and he's just talking to me about like Nashville, and I was like, this dude's like, it's like, does he even care about the game? What's going on? And we're all like, nervous and everything for the game, but he just walked up, started talking about anything but football. So
Dude, I love Coach Leach.
yeah, I know.
I think for most people from the outside looking in, um, really would have loved to have had that moment,
Yeah,
of having him as your head coach. Being able to have a guy who's full of life, just kind of taking it day by day and really able to soak in some of the little aspects of life that maybe not
exactly.
everybody was able to do. Really just enjoy the moment, of course.
Yeah, for
Love
sure.
that guy's interviews, his spirit, his
I
personality.
know. He was the
Even
same
though
person
I
at
have
team meeting
never
room.
met him
So
before, I love him as as for a guy from the outside looking in as a fan. I would have loved to have seen more of him.
yeah,
Any
for
other
sure.
guys during your time there at Mississippi State? Maybe a player or two that you remember that really poured into you at the time?
Yeah, I remember, I guess on the defensive side, I guess, because we used to go against each other all the time, but Jaden Crumedy and then Nathan Pickering, those two defensive tackles, they were always tough to block, but, they would always come, I would always be doing stuff after practice, and I would do some stuff with Crumedy or Pick and kind of talk through, pass pro and all that stuff. So they kind of poured into me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when you're up against some of the best guys, most competitive guys in the conference,
Yeah,
certainly has to kind of help you in your you know, level of play, of course. I mean, and put you in a position where you yourself can go out there and deliver, against really, if again, the best competition, on the planet,
yep,
because most people would agree this is what it is. Sorry, haters. SEC is where it's at. Everyone,
yeah,
like
for
the
sure.
best of the best, is there. And
Yeah,
so you go out there. You did that for Mississippi State this past season. Going out to Vanderbilt, utilizing again this extra year that you have because of COVID, going
mhm,
out there, coming maybe perhaps a little closer to home,
yep.
and playing for Vanderbilt. Talk about that transfer.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, when I told my family I was coming back home, they were all excited. Got to come to all the games, so it was really cool. Very cool.
Cool. Well, let's talk again about you as a player. Again, I had mentioned, again, we're looking at a guy who's highly versatile, can literally play every single position. We're looking at a guy who's uh, what, man? What's your current height and weight these days?
6'3" and a half, about 315, 310.
So 6'3.5", 315-ish. Um, Length is fair actually when we're looking at a guy like you. 79 and 3/4 wingspan, 33-inch arms, some really decent sized mitts, 10 1/4 inches there. So I'm looking at a guy who um, may not have elite length, but I don't necessarily think that that's going to hinder you from maybe perhaps even playing tackle at the next level. Although I do believe most evaluators are projecting you to go, on the inside. How
For
do you see
sure.
yourself projecting to the NFL?
I would say anywhere in the interior, 100%. I'm comfortable at all those positions. And then if they need me at tackle, 100%, I'm able to do that. So, because I have enough experience there. So,
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a guy like you in my depth chart, if I'm being honest,
yeah,
because if you think about it, like it happened in the bowl game that you played right tackle, it's like, hey, are you ready to go? Yes, sir. What position you got for me? Right
yeah,
tackle, left guard, left tackle. I'm ready.
yeah.
So that's
10 or 2,
obviously the
everything.
mentality that you've had during your career. So I love that about you. Technicality, of course, ability to shoot your hands, establish leverage early on. I do think helps you out. Anything else there as a prospect that you feel really separates you from others?
I would say my durability as well. In my 6 years in college, I only missed one practice total. So I was always practicing, always playing. And then I think that really is something that's good for playing in the SEC as well. I'm a durable player. So,
Cool. Well, let's talk about this past season. For a lot of people, bro, for the longest time, Vanderbilt just hasn't had much success at all. But I mean,
yeah.
this past season, you guys did pretty nice. Had a great outing this past go around. If we're being honest, because most people just think of you as like the, I don't know, redhead stepchild
Yeah,
of
the
the
doormat of the SEC
SEC.
type of thing.
Um, but one of the coolest things that happened this past year, man, is you guys had a chance to take down Big Brother, deliver a loss to Alabama, which I know had
Yeah.
to be an excellent moment, bro. So go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, it was a fun game for sure. The whole week we knew, I mean, didn't matter who we were playing. Could have been the New England Patriots, could have been whoever it was, but we knew we were going to come out there and dominate up front for sure. We had 40, I think it was 40 minutes of possession, and we didn't trail the whole that at all the entire game. So we knew we had to beat them up front, and we did that. So
Cool. Um, Bro, I gotta ask you a little bit, and I know we're getting away from you as a prospect, but talk to me just briefly about Diego Pavia, his overall leadership, his ability to take command of that offense. Talk about him as a player, maybe even as a person.
yeah. I think Diego as a player is the same as he is a player or as a person as well. He's a competitor, man. He's always if you tell him he can't do something, then he's gonna do it. So, and that kind of comes out on the field as well. So he's probably I think he's the best quarterback that I played with for sure. So it was awesome to have him this year.
I mean, and if we're being real, it without Diego Pavia, we're not seeing 7 wins. It's just not going to happen without him. I mean, he did an excellent job.
Yeah.
Great leader, under the helm. Great to have him. Good quality, quarterback, true grit, determination. Guy was able to go out there and do it. Going to be there once again next season too, which is
hmm
going to be something else for
Yeah, it'd be
Vandy.
cool to see.
Um, Want to talk through at least one more game of yours, which maybe I don't know might take a just as much pride in. Perhaps it was an overtime win against Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that game? Is there any moment from that game that you can share?
Man, I just remember the last drive of the fourth quarter, I think it was. We were down 7 points, and I knew we all knew we needed a touchdown to tie it up. And you didn't see a single person on our sideline flinch. We all knew we were going to get that touchdown. We all knew we had to just go down there and drive the ball, and we did it. So, And that was something Coach K, our offensive line coach, kind of pointed to after the game. He's like, that's what helped us, and that's what it was. So it was great.
And and once again, we had Diego Pavia being the man that he is,
Yeah,
rushing over 100 yards in that game.
yeah.
Actually,
During
if
that
he's
game, I
not,
remember seeing him rush a couple times. I was like, damn, like this dude's like seriously, he's a baller, man. Because you didn't really have a chance to see too much of that like during camp, and he's kind of he's in the red vest or whatever. You can't touch him, and then you get out there in the game, and it's like, wow, he's something else.
yeah, I mean, again, great athlete. So nice to have him on your team.
Yeah.
Any lasting impact of this past season that we can draw upon? I mean, anything that you feel really defines you as a player, as a prospect?
Man, I just think it's great that, this is my hometown team. I always wanted to offer from Vanderbilt when I was coming out of high school. So I think it's great to, give that winning season. I think it's the first winning season since 2013, and then the first bowl win since 2013. So being able to do that as a Nashville kid, I mean, that's really special. So
Definitely cool. But of course, I mean, you're stepping away and they're going to continue running without you. How's that offense going to look next year? I mean, of course, we're going to have the same guy under the helm, but how's
yeah,
the offensive line going to look?
I think they're gonna look good. They got a couple guys in the portal. I think actually four of them maybe so far. So should be good. I think it's a pretty old. I think there's like 4 6-year seniors maybe. So it's going to be a pretty heavy leadership and from the seniors and everything. So it should be good, really good.
Great. Well, obviously, Steven, you're moving on. I mean, you're an NFL draft prospect. So, what have you been doing these days as you're prepping yourself for this moment here very soon?
Yeah. So I've got a trainer. His name is King. He actually played in the NFL for 9 years, King Dunlap. So I've been training with him down here. I was up in Minnesota for 2 months training for Pro Day. I was training with Bill Welly at Training House and Alex Boone. So just been training, working out, everything.
Gotcha. Pro Day was actually fairly nice. I mean, was able to pound out 32 bench reps, man.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful upper body. So I know that people really get excited when they're able to go out there and showcase their, overall power. But anything else from your Pro Day that stands out? Anything that we can draw upon, to share?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 27 and a half vertical, 8 10, something like that, broad jump. So I mean the explosion's there, and then the O-line drills as well, did well in those. So it was a good day for sure.
Yeah, 8-10 broad jump. Three cone was like a 7-8 something.
Mhm.
Again, solid mobility with his legs. Not running like a 4-7 or something, but I mean,
Yeah,
certainly, you know, solid, of course.
yeah,
And as I'd mentioned before, I mean, uh, again, has the overall capability of playing literally every position on the line. So,
that's
and I
good.
feel like you did that. When you were at Pro Day, I mean, did you practice snapping again, or did you
Yeah.
practice any other positions besides guard?
Yeah, I mean, I'd snapped, I think it was about half of the O-line drills I snapped during them, and then I did right guard and left guard. So, and that's something I've been training ever since, I mean, really the entire year. So,
Cool. How the maybe one-on-ones do with some of the scouts out there? Did you have a chance to have some interviews or what?
yeah, I talked to Pat Sperduto from the Chiefs, talked to a couple other teams. So I'm going to the Titans for the local day on April 11th. So that should be good too.
Nice. Have a lot of opportunities here, man. Obviously, put yourself in a decent position to maybe even see yourself as like, I don't know. I mean, you might be able to slip into the seventh round. I mean, for a guy with your level of experience in the SEC, I mean, certainly a possibility. Um, has this really sunk in yet that you're an NFL draft prospect? I mean, that you're ready to go, might hear your name called? I mean, what's going on up here, man?
I'm just taking it one day at a time, just training, doing everything I can. But I think that once that day comes, draft day, I think it's gonna probably sink in. I'll be pretty excited. So it should be good.
Cool. Stephen, we've talked about, you as a football player. I kind of want to get to know uh Losoya, the guy under the helmet, the guy maybe outside of the game. So talk to me a little bit about you, if you don't mind. Any fun fact, whether it be a hobby or a special talent or something. Talk to me about you.
Well, I mean, I'm married, so I just got married last year to my wife, Annika. We got married in March, right during the spring break, so that's something unique. I've picked up golf recently. I used to hate golf. I never watched it or anything like that. I always thought it was so boring. And then me and my father-in-law actually went out and golfed one time, and I got hooked. So, been doing that ever since. So yeah.
Gotcha. I learned that you have some Mexican ancestry, which
Hmm.
to me is kind of interesting because across from me, I'm looking at a white guy. So,
Exactly.
uh, sorry to be blunt about it, but it's just kind of
That's the
real.
truth.
Are you fluent in Spanish?
No, I hate this because my dad is fully Mexican, my mom is fully white, and they both know Spanish. They both have spoken it forever, and they never taught me or my sister. So I'm kind of like mad at them because I know that I could have learned it at some point pretty easily.
Ah,
Um, so
that sucks.
yeah,
But I don't know. Maybe you can. I'm pretty sure you know a few words here and there. Of
a little
course,
something, but nothing to hold a conversation with. So
yeah. Maybe picked up some swear words along the way.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
probably
the
about
important
it. But
words. So
yeah. The
yeah,
important words, of course. Uh, Dude attended three different universities. I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line you ended up with at least one degree. What'd you do
yep.
as a student?
I was a business major.
Gotcha. So
Yes, sir.
likely no Spanish courses, but what was the
Exactly.
hardest course that you've ever taken like throughout your time?
Um, Actually, recently a negotiations class. That was tough because it was like you really had to learn the intricacies of that stuff, and it was kind of like every day was a new like negotiation or whatever. So you get a briefing or whatever, and then you have to sit across someone and actually like try to win the negotiation. So it's kind of tough, but it was fun though.
Wow. Well, it's kind of nice that you're not the agent. So you let the
Yeah,
agent be your negotiator moving
yeah,
forward. Hey, it's a hard class. I mean, obviously you did complete it, but I mean, let the professionals take care of business
exactly.
there
Got
for
no
you.
respect for that, so let them handle it.
Um, Anything else that we can maybe get out of this guy? When I think of Nashville, I think of music. So,
Yep.
are you are you into any sort of country, or is there
Yeah,
something
for
else
sure.
maybe here?
My grandpa actually works in country music. That's kind of why we're here in Nashville. We kind of followed him here because I think when I was 3 years old, we moved here, and that was when my sister was being born. So I think my family kind of wanted to stick together. So we've been in Nashville, and he does like orchestra arrangements and stuff like that for like I mean you name a record, he's probably done it. So it's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
What what what's his name? Is he from your mom's side or your
my
dad's side?
mom's side. Yeah, my mom's dad. Yeah, his name's
Okay,
Charles Judge.
cool. I had to throw the name out there for
Yeah,
people to maybe Google it when we're done.
yeah,
Um, Anything else? Anything more that I can maybe ask? Obviously, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've been a fan all your life of football.
yeah.
Who'd you grow up a fan of?
The Titans and the Texans kind of. My dad's a huge Texans fan. He's from Houston, so I kind of bandwagoned them. But the Titans, I've always had a kind of a crush on them just because, they're the hometown team and everything. So
Gotcha. Player wise, maybe at your position. I mean, I'm thinking of maybe a guy or two, but I mean, I kind of want to get your opinion.
yeah, I mean, I think my favorite offensive lineman is Richie Incognito. Just the way he played the game. I mean, you can't beat that. So, and then I would say recently, I guess Trey Smith. I've always watched him. He's got, I mean, another guy with a great punch. Just plays through the whistle, and I love that. So
When I think of incognito, I think of a guy who's just nasty.
yeah.
Um, do you describe yourself as a guy who's nasty in the trenches,
Yeah.
or
100%. I mean, I'm trying to put you down on the ground every time I can. So that's the goal. I'm not trying to wall you off or trying to move you out the way. I'm trying to put you on the ground. So
gotcha? I mean, you come across as fairly a nice guy. I mean, how do you transition from maybe this, Bill Bixby character, this, I don't know, Bruce Banner to like the Hulk on the
yeah,
field? Like, how does that work?
I mean, I'm pretty cool on game day, but when we run out of the tunnel, I flip a switch and it's over with. So I'm a different person, I guess you could say. Than
All right, all right.
yeah.
I, I, I tease a little bit about the, obviously the Marvel, thing there. But do you fancy yourself a fan of any particular, I don't know, movie or superhero or something? Man, talk to me about what you're into.
I mean, as a kid, I loved Spider-Man. I mean, that was always like, I'm pretty sure that's every boy's favorite superhero, whatever. Me and my wife just recently watched all the Marvel movies in order, so we're pretty good Marvel fans as well. So yeah,
Um, Depending on who you ask, the first Marvel movie is either, I think, Iron Man, or if you want to
yeah.
do it chronologically, I guess it might be Captain America.
I think it's Captain America. Iron Man is my favorite. That's my favorite Marvel movie ever. I think you can't beat that one, but that or Infinity War. But
There's a lot of good ones. Maybe
yeah,
not all of them good, but
yeah,
a lot of the earlier ones were really spot on,
yeah,
fantastic. Like,
yeah. They've kind of
there's
fallen off recently, but those first 20 movies were really good, I thought.
yeah,
So
certainly epic. Some stuff to really go back. I mean, thank God for Disney Plus, man.
yeah,
I like being able to go on there and check things out. So,
yeah, definitely.
um, cool. So, great talking to you, Stephen. This has been great. But of course, we're talking to a guy who wants to get into the league here very soon. So, uh, close us out with your final thoughts. Tell everybody why you feel like you need an opportunity, need to be drafted. Talk to all those NFL teams out there who maybe you have yet to speak to and tell them why you need to be given that opportunity. So, close us out.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a player that's going to come in every single day, work my butt off, and do everything I can to make a roster spot. I've been doubted throughout my career, every step of the way, really. But and that's nothing new. So I'm not, I'm someone that's going to shy away from that. I'm going to do everything I can, just come in every single day and work my butt off. So
Cool. Well, certainly highly experienced, 48 career starts. Again, literally at every single position. We're looking at a guy who very competitive, has played at the top level in the SEC, been a starter there, you know, in the area in the middle where you have to be a nasty grinder. You got to be durable, of course, which you have been throughout your career. Stephen, want to wish you all the best right now in your journey and everything else outside of football as well.
appreciate you, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
Sure. Once again, I got Stephen Losoya the third, offensive lineman out of Vanderbilt. Check him out.